money. Oh, good. I'm glad it's being recorded now. All right. I just saw that. Okay. Let me click this. So you all, first of all, what percentage of business owners get to 100K and more? Let's get really clear. Let's first talk about what percentage do not. 86.3% do not get to six figures and more. 86.3%. So somebody do the math. What's the math on that? How many do? 13% something. And about 1% get to the seven-figure mark or more. There are a lot of people, you all, talking a big bunch of hot air out there right now, and I could go on a rant about it. Michelle's heard me rant about it. And they're taking everybody's money. They're taking a lot of money. I have people come to me who they don't trust themselves. They haven't had the results they want in their businesses. And they've spent $100,000, $140,000 more on people who didn't deliver the results. Now, if there's anything that's wrong in the world, it's that. If we're going to promise something, we need to deliver. And that to me is abhorrent. So in my programs, we actually create it. We make it happen. And if you're willing to work, you're the right kind of person I love to work with. If you're not willing to do the work, just turn off right now. Just turn that little button down, because we will not get along, because I'm going to stand for you to get there. I'm going to stand for you in the name of source, in the name of the divine, in the name of that divine spark that is inside you, that gets to be given expression. And I'm not going to back down. In fact, I'll be relentless about it. So tonight is about being relentless about your profits. And there are three strategic things I want to give you that you can do. And these are huge mistakes that I see business owners make all the time. And you all, by the way, I've been in business since September 11th, 2000. I can't believe this. It's 23 and a half years now, 23 and 3/4. And these are the mistakes I see people make. So when we want to multiply our profits to be able to do good in the world, the first thing that we've got to do, the D on your handout, and by the way, I really hope you're taking notes, because it's scientifically proven that when you take notes, you retain a lot more of the information. So it's just your choice, take notes or don't. But if you want to retain the information, I do hope you do, take notes for yourself. So the D is for deduct all your business expenses. Oh, my land, you all. If I told you how many people do not properly deduct their business expenses, which are legitimate, you would be amazed. For example, a client of mine for many years, a massage therapist, I talked to him for years about all the money he was leaving on the table because he wasn't deducting his sheets, the oil, the gas he spent to go here and there and everywhere else for his business, all the things he used, the subscriptions he had, the professional associations he had, everything. And one day, you all, he went on a massage cruise, right? Where the massage therapists go together and they get CEs, continuing education credits. Now he came back, and I'm going to put on my sassy pants and tell you, he came back, dared to sit in my chair across from me. He's a local client. And he said, "Oh my God, Barnsley, you're not going to believe what happened." I said, "Oh my lands, tell me what happened." He said, "I went on this cruise and they told me all about the business tax deductions." And at that moment, I just wanted to reach out and just throttle him, basically. I'd been talking about this for 10 years and he never listened, but at least he listened then. Now, making more money and making more profit isn't just about what you earn. It's about holding on to what you earn. Let me repeat that. It's not just about what you earn. It's about holding on to what you earn. And there's a reason why Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, said that every person in the United States should not just, even if you're employed gainfully, you should have a side business. Why? Because of the business write-offs. All right. He said, everybody, even if you're not just 100% in business, you should always have a side hustle because of the business tax write-offs. Now, remember, you're going to pay 12.9% extra self-employment tax. So think of it this way. You're taking your legitimate write-offs And that helps you with the self-employment tax. So I'm going to give you a few, and this is why I'm going to run through this so fast because we have a limited amount of time for this. And this could easily be a 4-hour seminar. Most of the seminars I give are anywhere between an hour and 3 or 4 hours. So let me just give you a few that you need to be taking. 100% of your health insurance is tax write-off, you all. This is why I get really irritated when somebody says they're staying in their mind-numbing job they hate because of the benefits. Let me repeat that. I get really annoyed when someone says, oh, I'm staying in my job because I get benefits. You all, 100% of your health insurance is a tax write-off when you're in business. There's no reason for you to be staying in a job that is killing your spirit, and that is not why God put you here, because of benefits. Professional development. So you come into my coaching program, you go into something with Jesse, you go into bank with Michelle, you go into get your book published with LS. Any of the things that you do with other people that are professional development and related to your business, guess what? Tax write-off 100%. Networking memberships, trade association meetings. I'm going to go really fast, and maybe it's a good idea for somebody to pop these up in the chat for everybody. Trade association memberships. So when I was a member of the National Speakers Association, for instance, all of that, tax write-off. All of the memberships you're part of. Your business meals. Well, in 2021 and 2022, these were 100% deductible. Did y'all realize that? Now it's back to 50%. But still, when you go out to dinner with people for business topics, it's 50% deductible. If you host an open house for your clients and you serve a meal or you serve hors d'oeuvres, 100% deductible. Client party, 100% deductible. There's no excuse not to be loving on your clients and not to be a generous spirit with your clients. Mileage. This is one of the biggest ones, you all. I used to travel so much throughout North Carolina and Virginia doing my paid speaking gigs. And thankfully with COVID, that slowed down. I'm happy about that. I enjoy just doing it right here. I've got, y'all, I messed up my knee. I've got my knee up and I'm icing it right now. How beautiful. How great is that? And I've got 2 teenagers upstairs and I don't have to worry what they're doing. Beautiful. But for the longest time, I would travel all over and most of it was in my car. Mileage was a huge tax write-off for me, thousands of dollars every year. So let me ask you a question. Let's say let's make the math easy. You make $100,000. Would you like to pay taxes on $100,000? Or would you like to take all your tax write-offs? Let's say they're 50,000 just to make it easy. Would you like to pay taxes on 100,000 or on 50,000? What's the right answer, y'all? Put it in the chat. Yes, yes. A++ for everybody. High five yourself. Go ahead. I want to see this. That's really goofy, but do it. You can high five somebody else on Zoom, by the way. Y'all try it. Here, Jesse, I'm high fiving you. How fun is that, right? We want to pay taxes after our tax write-offs, right, you all? And see, when somebody says, oh my God, I make 200,000 a year and they don't have a business, here's what I know. They're being eaten up by taxes. You can make a lot less than that in your business and come out ahead of them, by the way, FYI. So let's get real about this. Let's get real about money. So we want to take our tax write-offs. Subscriptions. So you have a magazine that has to do with your industry, that has to do with what you offer. All of that, tax write-off. Your financial information you purchase, tax write-off. Client gifts, right? Now you can't give somebody a condo, but you know, client gifts appropriate to your industry are all a tax write-off. So no being stingy, you all. I love sending out surprise packets to my gifts in the mail. They're always covered with lots of stickers. My inner child loves stickers. So I cover them with stickers and send them out. And it's just a joy to do that. Never think about, oh, it just cost me $10 to send this package to this person. No, why? It's all a tax write-off. How silly would it be to think about that? Your accounting, your bookkeeper, your tax preparer, Your contract work, your cleaner, the person who cleans your office, and I do hope you have a person who cleans your office. I hope you have virtual assistants. I just hired my second one. Your parking when you travel, all of this, your parking when you go to professional development, all tax write-off. Your lodging, your food while travel. And I'm going to give you, well, let me just ask. I want to see if y'all are awake here because I know it's like 8:15 or 8:30 at night Eastern. So who would like to know a secret that can save you hundreds or thousands of dollars every year? Would somebody like to know that? All right, let's see some enthusiasm. Woohoo! Yes, Michelle is bringing it. All right. This is why I fired another tax preparer because I knew more than he did. All right. And that's kind of scary. I know a lot, you all, okay, but I'm saying they should have known this. When you travel, unless you are somebody who just eats inordinately, like you eat all the time, use the per diem. For example, my daughter and I was in Paris for a seminar last summer, and in Paris, the per diem amount is something like $150. So I can take 50% of that off of my taxes. How great is that? I'm never going to spend $75 on food in a day. I don't have to keep my receipts. I use the per diem. Use the per diem and you'll save yourself, unless you eat a whole lot and you have to eat at the absolute 5-star restaurants, you'll save a lot of money. All right, let's see a few other things you all. I told Jesse I can't find my glasses, so I'm kind of squinting here, but your office supplies, your equipment, your home office, a certain percentage of your home office, you have to know the exact square feet. I have 2 home offices. The exact percentage of my house is 13%. So everything I do, from a roof, everything that are painting the whole house, 13% of that is a tax write-off. Your supplies for cleaning, etc., and your repairs. Those are just some of the tax write-offs. And let me guarantee you that if you and I spent some time together, you would find on average what everybody who gets my books finds, which is between $400 and $800 extra dollars per month. So who would like an extra $400 to $800 per month? Does that sound good? Yeah. I mean, seriously, I mean, if you don't want it for yourself, go rescue some more animals. So by the way, you all, whoop, here I am. I'm trying not to get the ice off my knee. I'm going to show you the books a bit later because it's part of my third point here, but don't let me forget. So all of these things are your legitimate business expenses. Now, let me say one thing. Do you want to report all your income? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. I'm just going to watch. Should you report all your income? Yes, yes, yes. Please put yes, because I don't want to bring you chocolate chip cookies in jail. I'm serious. For real, you all, report your income. Even barter income has to be reported. For real. I'm not bringing you chocolate chip cookies. Neither is Jesse. He's laughing over there. He's like, I'm not bringing you chocolate chip cookies. No. The worst that can happen to you if the IRS audits you and questions an expense and they say, oh, well, we're not sure that was a professional development conference. Or, oh, you say that you bought this amount of pens for your business. The worst they can do is question it, you all. They cannot send you to jail. All right. We aren't playing Monopoly. Do not go to jail. Report your freaking income. So the first one, the D, is for what? Deduct all your legitimate business expenses. I guarantee you, you are leaving thousands of dollars on the table right now. And you're paying extra taxes. And if you're like me and you have a problem with certain ways that certain taxes are spent, then you might want to think about that. I'm not willing to support wars. I don't want to support people getting killed. That's not what I stand for. It's up to you, but there's certain ways that some of our tax money may not be being used perfectly. And you can question what you appreciate and what you don't. But the point is, are you going to pay taxes on 100,000? Or are you going to pay taxes on 50,000? I hope that you realize after point number 1 that you want to pay on 50,000. Everybody got that? All right. If you've got that, do your little happy dance. Woo, yeah. Come on, Jeffrey, I see you. Happy dance. Thank you. All right. The I, you all. The I is for inventory. Inventory your expenses. Because I guarantee you that you have many things that you are spending money on that are drains. They are draining your business profits. For example, you all, today, I made one phone call. It did take 45 minutes, but I was working the whole time as I had the representative on the phone. And guess how much I saved on my internet? Plus I got 500 gigabytes. I think it's megabytes per second instead of 300. Guess how much I saved for the year? One phone call, 45 minutes. And I was working the whole time, by the way. Take a guess. Whoever wins whoever gets closest gets something special. Let's see. Oh, this is so much fun. This is like The Price is Right here. Did you all watch The Price is Right? I used to love that show. Guess what? Michelle wins. My sister, my ANKB sister. Woo, you win. I saved over $400 with that one little phone call. Saved that. And I got an additional credit of another $50 because I was like, look, I've spent 45 minutes of my workday on the phone with you. I want a credit. My time is way more valuable than that. So you all inventory your expenses. Here are some things that you could save money on if you researched it a bit. Web hosting. Did you realize that if you call your web hoster and you'll say, look, I don't want just 1 year, plus it makes you look better in search engine optimization anyway, I'd like 3 years. What's the best rate you can give me? And keep asking, is that all you can do? Is that all you can do? Can't you do better? You all, the representative, you're not taking money out of their pocket. Just have fun with them. I offered to sing the Star Spangled Banner for one guy, and guess what? I got the best deal ever. He was laughing so hard that he's like, you are amazing. You just cracked me up. I'm giving you this and this and this. Be fun. Have fun with it. You don't have to be a hard ass. Make it fun. Can you imagine working 8 or 10 hours a day with disgruntled people calling you about their bills? No, be the fun person who calls and says, look, you know, my husband is going to decapitate me if I don't get this bill down. This is horrible. And they start laughing and you can get a better deal. Be fun with that. And you can save so much money. Your legal services, huge thing. I am actually an associate for Legal Shield. I have been for years. I've used it. It saved me over $50,000, the service. So if anyone wants a cheap, affordable membership that can save your butt and make sure that you get the legal help you need, contact me and hopefully I can help you. I can only help people in certain states, but I'll be happy to connect you with someone who can. Or would you rather pay $280 an hour for a lawyer? Which is better, a membership that's like $45 a month or paying $280 an hour? What's better, y'all? Seriously. Amy's like, number one. Yes, Amy, you're so smart. Yes. Your health insurance. Why the heck some people don't use healthcare.gov? I don't get. You know, check it out. Check out healthcare.gov. And also, did you realize they're faith-based organizations whereupon if you have issues getting health insurance, you can actually get health insurance with a group that is faith-based at a much lower rate. There's no excuse for not having health insurance. Plus your premiums are how much deductible? I want to see who's listening. What percentage is deductible of your health insurance premiums in the chat? Amy's right on it, 100%. Nikki's on it, 100%. Health insurance is 100% deductible. Your merchant account, negotiate that baby. Guess what, you all? I don't use my merchant account anymore that very much at all. Do you know why? Because I use Venmo, I use Zelle, I use Cash App, I use Facebook Marketplace, I use all Google Pay. And do you know why? 3% is generally taken out of most merchant accounts. Now let's break that down. You may be like, 3% is nothing. But you all, on $1,000, how much is 3%? Oh, wait, let's do 100,000. That's better. On $100,000, how much is 3%? Put it in the chat. Let's do the math, y'all. Have some fun. 3,000. Yes, Nikki. Now, does that make you a little motivated to negotiate your merchant account rates or to use a different format where you're not paying all of that? I mean, Tynesha, what could that $3,000 do for your family? Or for those women who are fleeing domestic abuse? How many families could be fed and clothed and housed for that? Let's get real, you all. This is not about greed. This is about being great stewards of the resources that you've been given by the divine. Guess what? When you're a great steward, guess what? Money comes to you. It just keeps coming. It just comes in all sorts of forms. Today I went and took my daughter to the doctor you all earlier, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we have a $300 credit for you." And I'm like, "Whatever for?" And they said, "Oh, your insurance just covered 100% of all her appointments for the last few times." Right? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Let me call billing and have them send me the check. There's no way you cannot be prospered when you are a great steward of the resources you've been given. But if you're a crappy steward, you're not taking care of things, it's not going to happen. And if you're focused on what's missing, and Amy hears me talk about this a lot, you're focused on what's missing rather than what you have. If you're focusing on lack and what you perceive as scarcity rather than gratitude, guess what you're giving energy to? Scarcity. And you'll get more of it, and more of it, and more of it. I am grateful for everything that God gives me. A free Frosty, whatever. Yes, thank you. I just found a dime on the street. Thank you, God. Guess what? That kind of energy attracts good. It magnetizes good. It magnetizes the abundance that is yours, that is meant to be yours by divine birthright. Let me just say something here, you all. And I know it's a spiritual group, so I'm saying a little bit more than I might say in a normal business group about certain things that have to do with the Bible and spirituality. Did you all know that Jesus did not dress in beggar's rags? Let me just repeat that. Jesus had some of the most expensive robes of anybody in the land. Now, I want you to think about that. Jesus wasn't walking around in little rags, you know, little stuff that looks like he came off the Flintstones. He was in expensive robes. And not only did he enjoy those robes and accept those robes and appreciate those robes, which I'm sure brought him more robes, but he's an example to all of us. So if you've decided that you're broke, or you've decided your business isn't working, let me have something to say to you. And that is, it's your very mindset that is blocking the prosperity that is your divine birthright. So we have to have two things in our businesses. 80 to 90% is mindset, and 10 to 20% is strategy. And I can sit here and talk until I'm blue in the face about strategy. However, if your mindset is off, you will never implement it. I'm just being real with you because I really deliver the no BS business. That's what this is. Dr. B is no BS with love for you, tough love. 80 to 90. Yes, thank you, Jesse, for putting that up. And again, if I give you just the strategy without dealing with the mindset, you're never going to do it. Now, here's the other piece of that. You can't just have mindset. Oh, yay, everything is coming my way. Thank you, God. I'm so grateful. You have to do something. You have to move your feet. You have to move your feet. That's why it says in the Bible, these things and even greater things will you do. We're not told we're going to do it for you. Okay, I'm going to go do it for you. No, these things and even greater things shall you do. We get to work on the mindset and we get to move our feet. So you all. Number two is, the second part here is inventory your expenses and plug your drains. And if you and I spent a lot of time together, we could plug some drains and get you $400 to $800 easily every month. Just saying. Experience shows that. The final one, the B here before the S is really short, but the B here is an actual business strategy that I want to leave you with. And that is, when you want to multiply your profits, not only do you want to plug those drains by inventorying, number two, and not only do you want to deduct all your legitimate business tax write-offs, but the third thing, the B, is you want to bundle, 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 bundle. Let's all say it together. Bundle. Bundle. Yes, I love how everybody's mouthing that. So let me give you an example. When my daughter was just a baby, I had written a lot of academic books, and I'd been in some really big stuff out of Harvard and the Oxford Companion and all sorts of stuff. So I'd done a lot of publishing. But when I wanted to write my first book and I did some market research to see what people wanted most, the answer was, we want abundance. We want to know how to create abundance. We want financial strategy, and we want abundance consciousness. So I started out, you all, by writing this book here, all right? And I wrote it in 30-minute increments while my baby was in her bed, and I had an intercom. She would be upstairs, you all, and I'd be writing down here as fast as I could. And then I would hear, she'd be like, Mama. I'd be like, I'm coming soon. I'm coming soon. And then she'd start singing and forget about me. And then I'd go up and bring her down. But that's how I wrote my books. Now, the first book was this, the Get Out of Debt, Get On With Your Life, Every Woman's Guide to Create Prosperity with What You Have Right Now. But as I was writing this book, and this is the part that's all about mindset and consciousness, right? I realized, well, you know what? There needs to be another book. That book needs to be about practical strategies, the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So I said, okay, I'll write another book. And that became this one, 50 Nifty Ways to Prosper Right Now. This stuff, this tells you how to, I call it travel like a rock star on a yard sale budget. It tells you how to pay off your mortgage in like a third the time. It tells you also how to be green and save money, because I really believe in saving our environment so our kids actually can survive and have oxygen to breathe and nice, pretty oceans where they can swim with their families, and that we'll actually have fish in those oceans. They won't be dead. I believe in green. Who else believes in it? I see you, Latasha. I believe in green. Yes, let's leave a planet for our children. So this one came out. And then I said, well, you know what? Not everybody likes to read. So let me create this with my friend, Dr. Suzanne Gaddis. Let me do a CD. And she can interview me and then let me do this meditation that's for prosperity for people. So that became the third thing. And then, oh, guess what? Let's do a door knocker. Oh gosh, y'all, I don't have the sample right now, but let's do this fun door knocker that people can put on their door that says, energy vampires, not allowed. Right? Let's do that. So when somebody's a naysayer, you just put that up and you keep them out. So this thing that started as one book became a whole bunch of things. Now, if I sold one book, this little book right here, how much could I make? Maybe $15? Guess what? When I sell the whole thing together, guess how much I make? $100. Now, would you rather make $15 or make $100 and serve people better? So let's be real. When you're speaking, it's really essential that you have a book or that you have some products. By the way, this led to motivational card decks. I have 4 different decks. They're really fun, cool chick quotes and all these other decks. People love them. I've had people with Alzheimer's who love these decks, you all. They just sit and read the decks. Like, look at the decks. It's so much fun. The whole point is, when you go in to speak, don't you ever just go in to speak. I know a lot of you are speakers, right? In Jesse's program, don't you ever just go in to speak. What you do is you include your books, or you include a report, or you include a download, and you include it as part of your honorarium. You bundle it together. And guess what? When it's part of the honorarium, you don't pay sales tax, and neither do they. Let me repeat that. You don't pay sales tax, and neither do they. So this honorarium to speak to your school about XYZ is $2,500, and I include 30 copies of autographed, not signed, autographed, use the word autographed, copies of my book for your students. So you all, you never just speak. You never just coach. And if you're thinking in your head, I don't have a product, you and I need to talk. But the other thing you can do is follow up your speaking with group coaching, follow it up with a tele-seminar, follow it up with just a short individual coaching for each person, a follow-up session. Follow up. Don't just go in and speak by itself. Bundle. And in fact, if you are going to sell your coaching or you're going to share your speaking, create some VIP days. This is how one of my clients had her biggest coaching contract just recently, $10,500, because she was going to shrink it down, you all. And in Dr. Barnsley's programs, we don't shrink, we stretch. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating that, Latasha. I thought it was nice. We don't shrink, we stretch. And so she said, I'm going to shrink it down because right now it's not a group program. And I said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She's getting more access to you by yourself. And we're going to add in VIP days. Let's add in 2 afternoons and let's up it another 4,000. Woman paid her immediately. Done. Done deal. Her biggest contract ever. Now, you all, no shrinking, we stretch, but you got to have the support in place. You got to have someone who knows what they're doing to guide you along and somebody who's not going to give up on you. All right. Because what I see is a lot of people have given up on themselves. By the time they get to me, they've given up on themselves and given up on their businesses, you all. And I'm getting teary talking about this. Right now, I'm 58 years old, 58 years young, 58 years young. And one thing I realized is that we never know how much time we have. And I get people coming to me who are in their 40s or their 50s, and they're like, yeah, I've always felt I had this business to create, and I feel like I need to do it. I really want to stop that job, and I really want to devote everything to this business of XYZ. But you know what? I got to pay those bills, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. Well, guess what? How long are you going to wait? Because I'll tell you one thing, you have a weight problem. Did y'all get what I'm laying down? And I'm not talking about fat because I'm fat and happy. I'm talking about weight, W-A-I-T. You have a weight problem. Oh, Lord, can I get really intense with y'all to finish here? Is that all right? Jesse's saying yes. Okay, I'm asking for permission, Jesse. I don't want to overstep anything, but I'm going to get so intense here. But let me just say something, you all. Before I do that, I want to tell you something about weight problems. But before I do that, I want to give you a couple more ideas about how do you bundle. You create a series. You have a series. You don't just go in to speak once, you go in to speak 4 times during the year, or you go in to speak monthly, or you create a membership community like Jesse has, for instance. You create a mastermind coaching program like the Make It Happen mastermind coaching program I have that takes people to 6 figures and more over the space of 12 years. And usually they re-up beyond that. So you create something that is ongoing, because how do we help people the most? Do we help people just by coming in one time, like I'm coming in today? I'm glad I'm here with you. But am I going to take you to 6 figures just tonight? No, let's be real, y'all. I'm not. But if you reach out to me and you really want to do the work, I know I can. I know you can. But it happens over time. So create a membership program, what is sometimes called a continuity program. All right. Create a subscription. Create something that is ongoing, that serves someone for more than just a one-time wonder. You see, business shouldn't be a one-night stand. Business should be a marriage, and a healthy marriage. We should be there for people over the long term. That's what I believe. That's why the charlatans who are taking people's money and not providing the results really piss me off, to be honest. So make it a long-term thing. And what combinations could be winners? You don't have to create it. How cool is that? I'm an influencer with bank. Why am I an influencer? Because guess what? I can offer that to my clients. It just enhances what I'm already doing. And I can make money because people are coming and watching Michelle's wonderful interview on the Bold Badass Business Show. And then they're clicking on my affiliate link. And guess who's making money when they join? Right? And guess who's sharing the money? Me. Because I'm one of those people who likes to share, not one of the asswipes who doesn't share. I'm glad y'all laughed. I think that's a funny word, but you know, there really are people like that. And all they want to do is like, you know, hoard. We want to be givers. So you could find someone right in this very room, which is why I suggested that you all put what you do. Anytime you're networking, you need to rename yourself in your Hollywood square in the top right. This is a bonus for you. And you need to put what you do. And then, so you see Dr. Barnsley Brown, Kick-Ass Coach. And then I've got my website. Do you know how to find me? Other than America's Most Wanted? Yeah. You want to let people know what you do. Yes, thank you, Jesse. Put speaker coach. And also give them the outcome if at all possible. If you can give them an outcome, like get your first book published in 30 days, put that up there. you have a certain number of characters. It's kind of like Twitter, but hey, you can fit it in there because this is your opportunity. And then you can say, you know what? I could really partner with LS, or I could partner with Amy. She's a coach for creatives. I'm also a coach. We could partner together. And I don't have to create something extra. We could both put our programs together. All right. So stop thinking, I don't have it. I'll have to create this. I'll have to work on my website. That's a bunch of BS. That's just an elaborate form of procrastination. Stop. You have a weight problem. So the last story I want to tell you, and by the way, the S, after you have DIBS, D-I-B-S, you put S is for success. When you put together these three things, deducting all your business expenses, inventorying and plugging your drains, and then bundling and creating a series or creating multiple offerings, not just one, that is like a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, one-time thing. When you create something that's ongoing, then you can have success. And who has dibs on your success? Who has dibs on your success? Question. Yeah. Everybody, put those fingers up. I want to see it. It's you, nobody else. You're the one who decides. Do you decide if you're going to wait, if you're going to hope and wait, which are not strategies for business success, or are you going to go for it? So here's what I want to tell you all. Last, and I'm going to get it intense. Many years ago, there was a woman who had an incredible amount of stress in her life, and she wanted to be in a training of mine, you all. And she was the head of the department at a research level 1 institution, which if you've ever been in academia, you know that's the best of the best. Everybody know that? The best of the best, right? And when we talked on the phone, you all, I was a lot younger and a lot more concerned about how people would perceive of me. Let me put it that way. That's a nice way to put it. I was a lot more concerned about stepping on somebody's toes and that they might think I was being really too intense or pushy with them. We talked on the phone and she said, oh, I'm so stressed. I have my son, I have all these responsibilities and, and I hear the health issues I have, blah, 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 blah. And you all, I said, well, I understand. It's really not the time for you. You all, I got off the phone with her. I followed up a couple of months later, left her a message, never heard anything back. 6 months later, I heard from a common friend that her son, who was 11 years old, had come home from school and found his mother hanging in their home. And the thing that I said to myself is, why did I let her off the hook on her vision and what she wanted? So I hope you take that tonight into your business, because I assure you that there's someone just like that woman, someone who has a rope in their closet, or someone who has a gun and they're buying bullets, or someone who has pills they've been accumulating somehow. And you are the answer to their prayer. So I will not back down on your greatness. I will be relentless on the fact that you are meant to be six-figure, multiple six-figure, seven-figure, multiple six-figure, beyond, so that you are the answer to many people's prayers. And remember that when you hold yourself small, you hold God small. And that is unacceptable. So that said, I'm gonna take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath. I know I got intense with you. There is no time to wait. Why are you doing that to yourself? But more than why are you doing it to yourself? Why are you doing it to the person who needed you yesterday? So you all, I'm going to pop something up in the chat. If you are somebody who's really ready to take yourself on, and I know it's scary, you all. I get it. If you're willing to take yourself on and you're willing to do the work and you're willing to show up like Amy here, who shows up every time and keeps on trucking and persevering in the Make It Happen Mastermind, if you're willing to do that, guess what? You're going to have results. And I'm offering you all, those of you who fill out an application can receive a special complimentary session from me. It's called the Get Results Now session. It's not about get results in 6 months. It's about get results now. When? Now, because you have a weight problem. Many people in here, not everybody, but some of us do. If you are interested, you can apply for that and we'll schedule a time and we will have this time together. We'll talk about what's holding you back. We'll talk about, I'll give you at least one tool that you can use and implement. And then if I have something that could be helpful or useful to you, I'll share it with you. All right. I'll pop that up here. Who would like it? Who would like the information? Would you like me to pop it in the chat? I don't see any enthusiasm. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not giving you a $500 gift. Forget about it. If you'd like it, I'll put it up here. But don't waste my time and don't waste yours. This is for the people who are going for it. All right. And thank you for listening. And I'd love to know what you found of value. You know, we have maybe a minute or two left. I'd love to hear what you found of value. And thank you again, Jesse, for allowing me to come in and speak to your folks. And thank you for the folks that I know who came. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules and being here and giving that time to yourself.
Thank you so much. Everyone give a round of applause here for Dr. Barnsley Brown for dropping the heat, just like I knew that she would. So thank you for that. What I will do, as we know, as we are winding down our time, I will leave time. We have time for maybe 2 quick questions. If you do happen to have a quick question, either a question or some sort of feedback, a takeaway, raise your hand virtually. It's in the reactions icon. If you're on a phone or computer, you should see it at the bottom. If you have a question, a takeaway, raise your hand up and we'll just carve out just a brief amount of time for you to share something. I have LS. Go ahead, unmute yourself, LS, and you can go ahead and ask your question or provide your feedback, and then we'll go to the doctor.
Okay, I just really want to thank you for everything you said. It's just so powerful, and really gets the mind thinking. I like what you said. When you hold yourself small, you are holding others small, and boy, that is something I never want to do. So that was kind of a kick in the pants I might have needed. Thank you so much. As my butt hurts, but that's okay. So thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you for being here, LS. And by the way, I am renowned for the GBK. This is an important business acronym, you all. It means gentle butt kick.
I like that. Good stuff.
I do provide that regularly to my folks.
We are gonna Latasha, you are up. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for that information. I appreciate everything. I was late. Sorry, I was teaching a class, but I'm wondering if you can connect me with a bookkeeper and an accountant. Is that a part of what you do?
Yes, interestingly, funny that you asked, Latasha.
I need that. I need
seriously,
that.
I've had people who have gone through my program. One accountant, for instance, she got in 7 months, she got to 101,000. And then when in one coaching session, we added another 250,000 to her revenue, she decided, oh, you know what? I'm so busy right now. I'm going to end the program early. So I have a great person I can recommend to you and other people. It is one of the things I love to do is actually connect good people who have integrity and do good work, not the charlatans.
Awesome. Thank you. That was my question.
Yeah, it's a great question. And you should look for that, by the way, in any coach. You should look for the fact if they are a good coach, they will have a $1 billion Rolodex. Who remembers Rolodexes?
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
have a $1 billion Rolodex and they will be so thrilled. Like I book my people for speaking, I book them for podcasts. I am always connecting them, right, Amy? And I love to do that. That is why I'm here. An excellent coach is going to open up their network for you and make sure you have the resources and connections you need.
Thank you.
That is straight facts right there. That's all I gotta say. I love when I get to coach clients and people in our community. I will share them with everybody if I can provide the introductions. I love that. So thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. Nikki, you are up.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. First of all, I love your energy. It was awesome sharing the stage with you at the Global Summit. Your statement, you hold yourself small when you hold God small, it reminds me of one of the 7 deadly sins, which is sloth, which is not moving in your purpose. We are really holding the blessings, not only for ourselves, but those that we are meant to serve or we're put here to serve. So that was a great reminder. On one of my calls, I actually had one of our ladies feel convicted that they literally had to get off the call. And then we worked out a plan, and it was just amazing to be reminded of that it's one of us. It's one of the sins, right? If we're not working in our purpose and our God-given talent, like we are robbing ourselves and those receiving. So thank you.
I love that, Nikki. And actually behind each of you, you know what I'm very aware of is that behind you is a whole group of people. It's your tribe. And Amy, you're the only one who can serve that tribe. And Patrick, you're the only one who can serve that tribe. And Dr. Nelson, you're the only one who can serve that tribe. LS, you're the only one who can serve that tribe. And so robbing is a great word for it, Nikki. Your weight problem is impacting everybody else who is meant to be served by you. Man, I'm getting in y'all's faces. I do that really well. And you know why? I don't really care what you think, right? You may be like, oh my God, she's so serious that she gets in your face. But you know, if that's going to make you move forward on what you're here to do, I will do it. I don't mind at all because I think about that woman I shared with you all. And I don't want you to ever feel the way I felt, realizing that I could have made a difference and I didn't. I chose not to because I was worried about what she would think. I was worried she might think, oh, she's so pushy. Why does she keep calling me? I was worried about how I would look. But you see, we have to get out of that. I always think about Saturday Night Live. You know, on Saturday Night Live, the church lady, I love the church lady. She's like, that's Satan. Well, you want to know what Satan is? I'll tell you what Satan is. Satan is when you have this ego thing where, oh my God, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to call that person. Oh my God, what if they think I'm just so salesy? Get over it, people. Get over it. Your mission, your vocation, your calling is waiting. And people are waiting. So get over yourself. Tonight's words, get over yourself. I do it every day. I get over myself every day. I assure you, I have those same little things go through my head. It's just that I have a lot of years of just saying, well, I say to that part of myself, y'all want to know my name for her? It's a great name. Helga with 2 L's. Helga. That's how you pronounce it. She's like this Nazi who would love to gas you in Auschwitz. I mean, seriously, she's horrible. Helga. And Helga will tell, if Helga takes me down, then I will never do what I do. And I would never be who I am and what I do and have the success that I have and be able to serve the people I have. So I want you to tell that Helga who's in your head, thanks for sharing. And then pick up the freaking phone and call the person who needs you. Right? Yeah. Desiree, a couple of people have their hands up.
Yeah, I have Amy. Amy, we'll go Amy, and then we'll finish with
I wanted to say that Barnsley will kick your butt with love, and I will vouch for her ability to do that in a loving way. And I want to thank you for letting me know you were doing this, because some of the inventory and the deducting expenses things we hadn't gotten to yet, and I'm going to be keeping very close track of that, so that when I go to do my taxes next year, I'll be able to deduct a lot more than I did last year.
Mhm.
And if anyone wants to connect with a coach for creative people, I'm an actor, producer, theater, a nonprofit theater owner, I guess you could say. And I love to help people in the creative arts and to partner with others who can, where we can cross promote each other. Like, I'd be happy to have you as a guest and be a guest on your podcast or YouTube channel or whatever. And I know that Barnsley is very much about cross promoting and JV partnerships and affiliates. So networking, here we are. And thank you for having me.
And I'm
Awesome.
glad you said that, Amy. My challenge for everybody is not just to make sure those of you are willing to do the work to go ahead and apply and get let's do a session together, but also to find somebody who interests you here, anyone here, and make sure you follow up, because you should never just show up a place and then leave there. You want to follow up, having set and scheduled a meeting, and you want to be clear about what your intention is with that meeting. Do you want to do a platform swap where you each speak for each other's groups? Do you want to have that person on your podcast and be on theirs? Do you want to get affiliate links? Do you want to become an influencer with Bank? What is it you really want? Do you think you can really help that person? And maybe you should have an enrollment conversation. As you get to know each other, you could schedule that for later. What is it you want? You've got to be absolutely intentional. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time for everybody.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Dr. Barnsley. And we're going to last question here. Des, you got the stage.
I just wanted to say that I absolutely loved this Zoom. This was incredible. I thought I loved listening to all of it. I do have a question about the one thing that you said about combining coaches, because I am currently in the middle of doing that right now, where I'm combining my services with another coach and together. And so we do have a question about how do we do that as far as taxes. Are you familiar with how that would work, or have any kind of anything that we could look into to find out more about that as far as
You
tax?
know who you need, Desiree? Sorry, my daughter's taking all our dogs out. I was like, what is that? You know who you need, Desiree, is you need a great accountant in your state, right?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I would never try to answer that question for you, because, you know, we're in different states and I'm also not a tax professional. So you would want to have that person, and you may also absolutely need an attorney who will set up the partnership and make it really clear. Because, by the way, just like 60% of marriages often end in divorce, guess what happens with business partnerships? It's very similar. So you want to set things up properly so that you don't lose a friend, you know, or someone you enjoy, and so that you don't get burned, right? And I'm just going to speak it like it is, because I've heard too many situations of people who were in partnerships and it wasn't carefully laid out, legally laid out, appropriately laid out, and signed, and all of that. So I would just encourage you to do things the right way. Guess what, you all? What does shortcuts do in business? They appear to save us time at the time, but what happens in the long run? They come back to bite us in the bataka. They bite us in the bataka, or the derriere, if you prefer French. Really, shortcuts do not work in business. Play Doodleheimer. That's hilarious, Nikki. I've never heard that. Play doodleheimer. Okay. And your play doodle, my play doodleheimer. You're going to get bitten in your play doodle. I can't even say that, Nikki.
It's
So you want to
Doodleheimer.
play doodleheimer. That sounds like something my Helga would say.
My chemistry teacher used to say that back in high school, and I just
Hilarious.
always carried it on.
All right. Well, so you all, I really hope that those of you who are interested will be in touch and apply. And by the way, I'm heading out to a conference Thursday through Monday. I'll be in Austin, Texas. So yeah, and LS won't be there. She'll be coming back that night. But just so you know, go ahead and do the application and I'll reach out and we can meet next week when I get back and do your Get Results Now session.
Awesome. Everybody give another round of applause for Dr. Barnsley Brown. She's been absolutely amazing. Thank you for all your wisdom, your knowledge. Thank you for everyone for engaging, asking questions. It's been absolutely amazing. If anybody wants to stay on, you are free to go. But if anybody wants to stay on, you have a question for me directly, or anyone wants to know more about our community, I'm going to stay on extra time. Yeah, you're free to go. Much love. I'll see you all next week, and we'll be talking soon.